Hey guys, I'm Ben. I'm a filmmaker living in Los Angeles, and right now I'm working on the second feature-length installment of my scripted audio series, Mango. I'm documenting the whole process as I go, or at least trying to. And this is devlog number 20. It is Sunday, March 8th. It has been a scorcher here in LA today. Unusual for this time of year. That's why I'm kind of like glistening right now. I have my handkerchief here to kind of blot myself a little bit. But it has been a scorcher. It has been a weird day with the time change and everything. Now the kind of light is, it's lighter much later in the day. But looking forward to the long days, and it feels like summer is like right around the corner. It feels like summer is here today. It's a weird day. But I'm excited to talk about Mango and what's been happening with this project. Something I realized that's really going to help me with this is I've made the realization that I need to kind of think about these devlogs in like with a structure, like a storytelling structure, I guess. Section 1 or Act 1 will be what's happened from the last devlog to this devlog. So the last devlog was about a month ago. I'm hoping with this new structure and this new format and a couple other things that I'm going to talk about that I can do more of these. So I won't have to talk about as much like what's happened like over the course of a month. I'd love to do it like every week if I can. We'll see. This thing has evolved a lot, and that's what this is about, like learning as we go and figuring out how things work, not only with the projects I'm working on, but with stuff like this where I want to share and I want to talk about how this is all going down. This thing started as a podcast, but it made much more sense to me to be kind of like a devlog, to be more of just like a journal. So that's what we're doing. And then within each kind of log, I guess, I want to have some structure. So Section 1 or Act 1 will be what's happened from the last devlog to this log. Section 2 or Act 2 will be what I'm working on right now. And then Section 3 will be what's coming up next. So that helps me kind of organize it in my mind and it makes, because otherwise, like on a lot of these, I just come in and start talking and it's like, what am I talking about? Where am I going with this? And so I have these notes here. I hope this will help me do these more often and make it easier as we go. Because this is documenting this is hard. It is, I like to do it. It is just, it's another thing to think about while I'm trying to, put this project together, which not only means making the project, but thinking about social media, thinking about marketing it, the whole thing from soup to nuts, as they say. So, let's see, let's go to Section 1, Act 1 here. Let's talk about what's happened from the last devlog to this devlog. Now, too much has happened. I can't cover it all, so I will summarize, but basically life has been chaotic. Life, work. It's been hard to get to Mango 2, which has been a lot of what I've been talking about over the kind of, I guess, with some YouTube posts and maybe even the last couple devlogs have been about how discouraged I can get not being able to work on Mango 2. If you're new here, this is something I do on my spare time, weekend warrior style. I have a full-time job, so and other life stuff comes up where it's just I can't get to it, and it's really frustrating. And this is like I'm in the kind of like dog days of summer here, the valley of the middle. I heard that somewhere. It's like where the excitement of the beginning is over and the excitement of the end is way down far in the distance, and I'm just grinding it out right now. So it's just kind of trying to put one step in front of the other, one step at a time, one foot in front of the other, one step at a time. And what I've done to try to carve out more time, buy myself more bandwidth, is I've made a lifestyle change, a very significant lifestyle change that has been challenging for me, but I'm 2 weeks in. Basically what I've done is I'm getting up earlier in the morning. And I know that sounds kind of ridiculous. Well, that doesn't sound very hard. It's hard for me because I'm kind of a night owl. I've always liked staying up late. And what I realized was like my evening hours weren't very productive. Like I'll watch TV. Next thing I know, it's 12 a.m., 1 a.m. So I made a decision 2 weeks ago to give this a shot. I've been getting up at 5 a.m. pretty much every day for the last 2 weeks to try to buy back my own time in the mornings, just so I know that I have my time and then the rest of the day can be whatever. That's the plan, at least. I've heard this called like the 5 a.m. club or something like that. I don't, for me, it became about, I need more time. Where can I find it? So that's why today with the whole time shift, like basically my body was thinking it was 4 o'clock when I woke up this morning. So today's been a weird day, but I feel like it's working. I feel like this is going to work. The first week there was a lot of excitement around it. So I think that was carrying me. What I'm doing in the morning is the first thing I do when I get up, and I've read this is probably not the best thing to do, is like just jump onto a computer. Oh my God, look at me. I'm like sweating right now. But the first thing I'm doing right now is I'm just jumping into Mango right away. I give myself about a half hour. I'm kind of like puttering around, like just getting my body, like getting old. So I'm kind of, just slowly trying to wake my body up a bit. So right now, like around 5:30, I've been jumping into Mango in the morning. I work on Mango for, depending on what day it is, about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, sometimes an hour, sometimes 45 minutes, anything. I'm just getting in there, and we're going to talk about in section 2 exactly what I'm doing. And after that, I go to the gym. This is a big kind of piece to the puzzle. I haven't been taking care of myself physically, and I think it's impacting everything else I've been doing. And something I kind of realized was like, I could just work and then work on Mango and pound out Mango 2. But by the time I'm done with Mango 2, I'm just going to be so depleted. And I'm not even sure if I'd want to work on Mango 3. And I'm scared of like burning out that way. So getting in the gym or going for a surf, something in the morning like that has to be something I do. And it's hard for me to go later in the day because of work, because of crowds. I don't like going in the evening. There's way too many people at the gym. We're entering the time of year right now where I could do sunset surfs, which is nice, but I'm going to work on this morning thing. And I think it's working. Over the last 2 weeks, I've worked on Mango and I've gone and taken care of my physical health. And then by the time the day starts at like 9 or 10, I have the rest of the day to dedicate to work, whatever else comes up. That makes me feel better about the work stuff and life stuff as well. Cause I know that I've already, taken care of my stuff, I guess, if you will. So we'll see how long this lasts. I've never been a morning person, but I'm banking on the fact that my body will get used to this. And over time, like I hate waking up with an alarm. I've always thought that's like the worst thing for my health, is like getting kind of blown up out of sleep, like by an alarm, like doesn't feel very healthy to me. So I'm hoping that eventually I'll just be waking up naturally according to the rhythm of everything. And actually a couple of days I've woken up early before the alarm. So far it's working. We shall see. Okay, so that's been really helpful. Another thing that allowed me to do is, if you see right back here, I had a little extra. I feel like I have one more thing on that I should mention, is going to bed early is the hardest part of that whole thing. Like I'm trying to go to bed at 10. Electronics, TV, all that stuff off at 9. And the last hour I'm just reading and trying to go to bed at 10. Like eventually I would love to push that even more forward, like trying to go to bed at 9:30 or 9. I think that's going to be a little just optimistic. I don't know if that's going to work, but we shall see. So trying to go to bed at 10, waking up at 5. And I found like a little extra time in the day so far. And it allowed me to clean up this whole studio, or organize a lot of this studio. There's so much more work to be done, but that's another thing about the clutter and the mess. I was powering through it because I'm like, I just have to get Mango 2 done, work, sacrificing my physical health, sacrificing my mental health. And I think that was, in the end, wasn't going to work out in the long term. So I had a little extra time, a little extra energy, and I tidied up this whole studio. You can see these containers back here. If you look back on an old episode, this was just like stuff lying around here. Now you can see I still have, what's the best way to do this? some boxes here. I have more work to do, but that's all my gear organized in storage containers. I have to label them. I have them separated by like camera, audio, cables, batteries and chargers, lighting, grip. So stoked about that. But if you could see more of this, there's more space. It's cleaner. I feel better. And I think that's going to allow me to get more work done, more productive work done. I know this stuff sounds like, wow, like a no-brainer, right? But for me, I've never worked that way. I've always been kind of a night owl, kind of like, hey, when the creativity happens, I'm going to lean into that. But man, like, I really think like having a structure to the day is going to be massively beneficial in the long run, because this is a marathon, man. Hard 90 and Mango is a marathon. It is. I'm hoping I can work on this the rest of my life, whether I'm doing it full time or whether I'm doing it part time, or and I still have to have a job. I love doing this. I need this. It's like breathing. I need to do this creative thing for myself and write and direct and edit and do some VO stuff. And I just like, I literally could not live without it. So one way or the other, it's going to happen. And I just have to fit it into a schedule that's packed with a lot of other stuff. So that was a lot about what's happened since the last time. I think that hopefully that, God, I did about 11 minutes on that. Jeez, sorry guys. That's a lot. But moving forward, I hope this also allows me more time to do more of these devlogs. Hopefully energy levels will be up, working out more. I feel great. And just having some more time during the day, being more relaxed about work stuff. Because I think in the past, like, I got intense with work stuff too, because I knew I wasn't able to work on my personal stuff. And it was just kind of creating really negative energy. So getting my stuff done early in the morning, if I have to get up early, is the game plan moving forward. And we'll see how it goes. So, all right. So let's see. What am I working on right now? So right now, what I've done, I am still in the middle of tweaking let's see, how do I explain this? Let me take one step back. I have the whole project broken out into 6 reels. Together, they make one master timeline. I had a chance to listen to all those reels together in a row, and I made notes. And so I have notes for reel 1, reel 2, reel 3, reel 4, reel 5, reel 6. And what I'm listening to is a mix of stuff I've recorded with actors, and then a mix of stuff that I've temp recorded literally right here, reading the script, like playing the characters. So I have something to put into the edit, and I can kind of sound design around. One of the things, the way I'm working on this project and the way I worked on Mango 1 is music is a very important part of this. And so I'm using music tracks that exist already that I find mostly from Audio Jungle and Envato Elements. And in fact, I was thinking on one of these devlogs, I should turn this on while I'm looking for music. That's like one of my favorite things to do. But the track really sets the tone for the scene, and it kind of like helps me pace out each scene. So what happened when I recorded with the actors for the first time and dropped all this stuff in, I found that the music, which I hadn't picked yet, because why would I have done that first? Next, on Mango 3, I am going to do this first. I'm going to temp record everything, music, sound design, and then record with the actors. So I know that it's working before I even record with the actors. That's a big lesson I learned on Mango 2, on what I'm doing right now. So I found when I dropped the dialogue in, it's like, man, it wasn't working. And then the biggest thing was just the second half of the whole story just wasn't working. It just wasn't working. It looked like it worked on paper. It wasn't working when I put everything in there. So, sorry, I lost my train of thought there. We're talking about reels. We're talking about, so I had to rewrite the second half of Mango 2. I've temp recorded all the new stuff. And like I said, I've created 6 reels. I put them in a master timeline. I went through and listened to everything. There were definitely holes. I need to add, I need to temp record stuff. I need to add some other stuff. There's just a lot of it's really messy. Let's just put it that way. That is the whole point of this whole thing. It is extremely messy, but I now have notes for each reel. And I can attack that list of notes. And what I'm doing right now is I started on reel 6, the last reel, the ending. I want to nail the ending before I move into anything else. The ending is hugely important to me. And once the ending works, I think everything else I'll feel better about. So I'm working my way through reel 6, these different notes I have. For instance, one, I'm like, hey, you need to rewrite that one scene and then re-record the temp recording and throw it in there to see if it's working. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm working my way through reel 6. When I'm done with that, I'm looking at the editing notes right now. There's a lot of notes here, but they're definitely, I like having a list like this because then I can just go through each note and attack it. Oh my God, guys, I'm like just sweating my ass off right now. Like I'm looking at I wish I could show you this. It would just give too much away. So maybe down the line in the future, I should share this, but like might want to do this on that scene, write this, you need to record that, you need to add this to that scene. There's some sound design notes in here that, because this is an audio only project, sound design plays a key role in this, and it's impacting decisions I'm making in the edit. So I need a big sound effect there and feel how that can change a whole scene. I know this isn't like the traditional way of doing things. Because I'm DIY and doing this myself, I can kind of work backwards a little bit. So I wouldn't be taking this as like advice on how you do this professionally, because there might be like sound designers and editors who are like, it's supposed to be locked by the time it gets to sound design. And I'm like sound designing it as I go. I'm like, no, I'm going to rewrite that line because the sound effect wasn't working or the music wasn't working. And again, it's because of how I'm doing this DIY scrappy. I'm not bringing in a lot of additional crew members, sound departments to help with this. So, yeah. But reel 6 right now, when I'm looking at these notes, like reel 1 has a ton of notes. Reel 2 has a ton of notes. 3, 4. Reel 6, there's only a few notes left. And once I'm done with the notes on reel 6, I'll move to, I'll probably go to reel 5, just kind of work my way backwards. But once all these notes are taken care of, then I will feel better. I'll listen to it again, but I will feel better about going to the actors now and re-recording because I'll know, it won't be perfect, but I'll know so much more than when I recorded with them the first time, which there was nothing built at all. It was just, hey, let's just go record it and throw it in there and see if it works. Now I'll know that it works because I've listened to it and I've designed it and I've edited it, and we'll be so much more efficient when we do these pickup recordings. And actors, if you're watching or listening to this, the most pressure I feel is from thinking about the actors, wondering what they're thinking about this. Why is it taking so long? It's just, I hate that feeling. You just got to trust me. It's going to be, I think something we're all very proud of. It's just taking me more time because of all the things we've been talking about here. I am not going to talk about that anymore. Okay. This is the way it is, man. It's scrappy. It's ugly. This is how the mango is made. And I'm just going to lean into that. So, apologies again, but sorry, not sorry. Okay. So that is when let's go back to my notes. I'm almost wrapping up here, guys. God, 18 minutes. Geez, if you're still here, thank you very much. But hopefully by doing more of these, I won't have as much recap in the first section 1, about what's happened since the last devlog. Okay, let me go back to my notes. So that is what I'm working on right now. Okay, so reel 6, the ending, making sure that's all working, and it's working. It is working. It's like, it's becoming more and more fun to listen to. And I find myself like listening to it more versus working on it. I'm like, oh, you gotta go work on this. Like, because listening to it is fun. There's the music, there's the emotion, it's happening. The things are happening. I'm feeling it. So, okay. And then section 3, act 3, here we go. What's coming up? Okay. So I will continue to work my way through the reels. I think I actually already mentioned this. Yes, I already mentioned this, but let's do it again just to keep the structure. What's coming up? I'm going to work my way through the reels, all the notes I have. Once I'm done with that, I'll listen to it again, probably pick up some other notes. And once I feel good about that, I am going to call the actors and we're going to schedule our pickup recording sessions, and we are going to bring it home, at least with the actors portion of it. There's still a ton of sound design and mixing work to be done, but I can't even think about that right now. It's one thing at a time. Last little section here, I'm going to kind of try to have a little reflection section and just end it with some thoughts about global thoughts. I'm very happy with this new system. This new lifestyle approach. I think that's going to at least, I think I'm just going to be more efficient, and I think I'm going to get more done, and I just have to wait for this system to ramp up. I think once my body gets used to the scheduling, once I get in better shape, I'm going to have more energy, more time, and everything will kind of just start working like a machine, I guess, a little more, versus this kind of just, hey, I'm going to work on it when I feel the creative inspiration. It's like, no, man, you got to work more like a machine here, because we have a lot to get through, and I got to get after it. And so I've tried to kind of implement like this system. So let's see, and then something I'm nervous about at the end here is, with this last little section, something I'm nervous about, something I'm worried about coming up is time. And I know we just talked about this whole thing where I'm carving out time, but there are certain things coming up that I can't avoid, like travel schedule for work. April and May have two fairly significant travel projects. So, this is how kind of far ahead I'm thinking. If I don't record with the actors in March, that means I might not be able to record with them until April, June, which is like, my God, I'm going to be sitting here sweating again, and it's already going to be June. But I have to stop those intrusive thoughts. I have to focus on what can I do right now, and try to think about the positives. Like, even if that did happen, at least I could still go further with the sound design and even maybe mixing of all the stuff with the temp recording. So when I pull in the actors' work, I can just drop it in. I don't love the idea of that, because when we record with actors, there are certain things they say. Like, I like improving stuff. There's certain things they'll bring to the table that might change things, but it won't change things. It won't change like massive story structure or anything like that. So that's something I'm concerned about, but I just have to, I can't spend the energy worrying about it. I have to just keep moving forward, trust this system, trust the process I'm building right now, and, cross that bridge when we get there. So that is it. 22 minutes. Wow. I've probably lost a little weight with all the sweat in my, all the water weight in my, that's just soaked up in my shirt right now. But appreciate you being here. If you're still here, thank you so much. And I hope to have more of these devlogs coming up at a better pace. And yeah, until next time, stay safe, stay tuned, and thanks for watching and listening.